Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode number 1274 and Doubleshot number 1168. Alright, now, one Marvel trade, one DC trade. First up it is Captain Marvel, Volume 4, Accused. This collects Captain Marvel, Volume 11, issues 18 to 21. Fun fact, I forgot to mention this in my last video, last time I reviewed this series. Issue 16 of this volume was the 150th issue of the series. Yep, I thought I put it in there. Now this book also throws Empire number 2. Yeah, this is an Empire tie-in. Yeah, in the page issue 2, Carol Danvers became a new accuser. Anybody thinking, okay, how the heck was this possible? I thought it was, where's Ronan the Accuser? He's dead. Yep, he's dead. How? He was given a mercy killing by Black Bolt in the pages of Death and Humans, which seems quite strange that they would kill off a character. You probably think, what does Ronan have anything in common with the Inhumans? He has nothing to do with them aside from the fact he has the same shape creator. Well, he does have a history with him due to the fact he was briefly married to Crystal. What essentially made him Black Bolt's brother-in-law, because Crystal was sister-in-law. Yep. Now here, Carol Danvers is an accuser now. Oh yeah, she's also got her own accuser corps, which is made up. She does this in issue 19, where she makes up with Spider-Woman, yes, Spider-Woman, James Rhodes War Machine, and Hazmat, which Hazmat had been pretty much a supporting character in this book, mostly since issue 1, though she skipped the last story. Mostly she's been a supporting character since issue 1. Basically, these three had technically been Carol's supporting cast. Now, this has been a recurring trope for Marvel, where this book, along with Captain America and Iron Man, takes characters who are not really very much being used and pretty much made into basically a solo hero supporting cast. In my opinion, this is fine. I've got no problem with this. The interesting thing comes to this storyline here is that Carol is basically to investigate the destruction of a city on a planet, which apparently is caused by some Kree soldier, whose name is Laura L., which makes her Carol's half-sister. Though who's older, no idea. Who the father is never actually explained. Yeah. And also, oh yeah, by the way, the person who actually did this was a character who appeared in Marvel Team Up, the fourth volume for the series. I'll get to him. So yeah, Carol basically is sent to investigate this, and slowly but surely she figures out that Walter Lawson, yes, you're probably thinking, Walter Lawson, who the heck is this guy? This guy was basically Captain Marvel, the original one, used his name as an alias when he was on Earth. When Karen first saw him, she thought this was him, even though this isn't, because this guy is dead. It's the original human. He's a bad guy. Interesting though, Killer Suhara brought this character back because the fourth volume for Captain Marvel was the last time he was seen, and this was shocking to see him. Yep. So to take him on, she had to split the power of the Kree Universal weapon among basically Hazmat, War Machine, and Spider-Woman. Also, when Kara brought her sister to Earth, she sees this blonde-haired girl look like her. Like, who's this kid? Is this your daughter? He's like, no, that's my friend's kid, Captain Trouble, aka or Lieutenant Trouble. Like, okay. Yeah, and apparently her sister's got no problem getting along with her friends, even her boyfriend. Yeah, Carol's boyfriend, James Rhodes, he gets along with her fine, despite the fact they had a brief interaction. Of course, Kit does meet Laurel later, and they hit it off really well. They become really good friends. Yep, and by the end of the storyline, Carol gives up being the accuser and gives position to her sister, who probably makes a lot more sense being the accuser than her. One thing at least I appreciate though about the color scheme for the Accuser outfits. I believe was the default attire they had for Carol in the Captain Marvel movie. So they probably figured that, okay, so even though the movie came out, I think it was like in 20... I say it was like 2019, like a year prior. So they must take inspiration from the outfit and basically made her this. Yeah. But this storyline overall is really fun. It's also really short, shockingly short, only about 4 issues. But yeah, for an Empire tie-in, it's actually really good. Give the book 9.5 out of 10. Damn good book. Next up, another really good book. I know this is another recently released. This is Batman Detective Comics, Volume 4, Code Vengeance. This book collects Detective Comics issues number 1012 to 1019. Interesting about these issues, Peter Tomasi is the main writer in these issues. He writes all but one issue. Yeah, I think it was like 1017. That's by Tom Taylor, believe it or not. Yep. Now, Doug Mahnke is the artist for most of this book. Yeah. Although he's one of several artists, you have Tyler Kirkham, Scotty Gowicki, Chris Albee, Jesus Luis, Jamie Martinez, Matt Sorelli, Keith Campaign, Mark Irwin, and Fernando Belicio. The cover art is done by Doug Mahnke and David Barron, who's the colorist on here. There essentially is 3 stories here. A majority of this is the Code Vengeance storyline, which features basically, this is mostly a tie-in to the Year of the Villain stuff, where Mr. Freeze was made an offer by Lex Luthor to revive his wife, who has been suspended animation, and it's later revealed the stuff he used to revive her was stuff Lex gave to him, and this is stuff he used way back in Forever Evil. Interesting. Also, Mr. Freeze has got a new look. Yep. Also, I think Tomasi must have fixed something that fans didn't like, the fact what Tomasi did with... what Scott Snyder did. Like, here's Mr. Freeze's new look. It's a great look for him. Yeah, the retcon people didn't like. This happened back in the first half of Batman for second volume of Batman, where they retconned Mr. Freeze's backstory to where his wife was not really his wife, just some woman he was fancying, who basically apparently was in animation back in the 40s. This, in a way, kind of gets rid of that story and restores the classic version of Mr. Freeze. Knows a snow globe? Yeah, that's basically a nod to Heart of Ice. Though I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but yeah, this storyline is a nod to Heart of Ice, which is a fantastic story. Also, with her being revived, she acts evil. Now you're probably thinking, how did this happen before? Nor Freeze is revived and she turns bad? This happened, believe it or not, toward the end of the first volume of Batgirl, believe it or not. No joke. It did. And throughout the storyline, like at one point, Mr. Freeze teams up with Batman to take down his own wife, who had turned on him, though she does eventually stop her. And that's where that particular storyline ends. The issue by Tom Taylor is quite interesting, where these children who disappear, and they come from an orphanage named after Bruce Wayne's late mother. And he finds that the person who caused the disappearances was the person running the place. So he proceeds to punch him, and basically was pointed out by him, hey, you do know you're not wearing a mask. And Bruce Wayne is like, yeah, but this is basically Bruce Wayne dealing with a problem that happened under his nose, not Batman. Yep, this of course is case recommended by Lucius Fox. Also, it looked like, though, in this story, for some reason, we had somebody wearing a Flash mask. It's implied this might be Alfred, but that can't be possible because Alfred's dead. He got killed off toward the end of Tom King's run for Batman. I digress. The last couple issues in here is a quick little 2-parter called Day and Winter. Well, this mostly takes place after the events of the Batman Who Laughs, where Harvey Bullock is the commissioner of the GCPD. And basically, it basically sent Batman to solve a series of murders, which is quite interesting. This book is fantastic. Love it. And also Robin shows up in here because Tomasi loves writing Damien. Yep. I give this book roughly a 9.5. It's just a really damn good book. I can't wait for book 5, which I think this next book is going to be the tie-in to Joker War, which that's going to be interesting to say the least. Yeah, but not much else to say about these two trades, so there you go. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review probably won't be until tomorrow at this rate because it's getting kind of late. And no, I don't have to go to work tomorrow, but I just don't need to do another review tonight because, well, it's getting kind of late. Yep, so tomorrow, expect to see reviews for Dr. Stone, Quintessential Templates, It Should Have the Princess, and Fire Force. Roughly about 4 videos tomorrow. Maybe 5, depends on my mood, okay? Do the next video. Bye.